Okay, we are live. A few little glitches in the beginning, but after a restart of the phone, things seem to be okay. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. What's happening? How's everybody on this overcast Bangkok morning? It's overcast and the pollution again. This is like, Southeast Asia is hot. It goes without saying. I don't really need to mention, oh, it's really hot today. Although it is going to be extremely hot today. Saying it's hot in Southeast Asia is like saying, oh, the air quality is bad in Southeast Asia. You don't even have to say it now. It just goes without saying. It's terrible. The air quality is terrible right now. It's the air quality is 111 a few minutes ago, as of a few minutes ago. And it doesn't get better. I don't know what they can do. And I really need to do a little research to see, is there anything they can do? Because I don't know that there is. Good morning, everybody. Sawati Ton Chow, thank you for joining. What's your... I'm trying to see what concert that is. I can't see. World Sacrifice Tour. Yeah, aside from being bald, which I just own. I'm bald, that's the way it goes, but I really don't like my head. Anyway. I went to the gym yesterday, had a nice workout, my back's feeling better. I'm gonna go maybe this afternoon or tomorrow morning. I'll go. I like going at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I like going really early, just get it out of the way, and then it sets the tone for the whole day. I really like that. But today, we are going to discuss several topics. I don't like to talk politics very often, but in 1 week, is it 1 week? Or is it next month? It's May 14th. See where my head is? In a month and 1 week. May 14th, the general elections in Thailand take place. And it is rather important. I think it's important to foreigners to see who is elected, because it's going to determine how the country is run for who knows how long. And there are some important issues up, and we as expats, we always want the leaders to be somewhat positive about the expats. I don't mean just with words, but their actions. We want to see that they really do care, that the expats keep coming, and they're not anti-expat, and so this is, and the Shinawatra family, well, at least Thaksin, was not pro-foreigner. You know, and here you can see there's, over to the right there's Chiti something, I can't see what it is, but they're going around, you know, vote for this person, vote for that person. They just drive by there, you can see up ahead in the pickup truck. That's what they do. I don't want the Shinawatras to come back. Personally, I don't like Thaksin. Amongst my circle of friends and many other expats that I knew, he used to be called Pumpkinhead, which that title has been taken over by the health minister now, Anutin. They all seem to have this block kind of pumpkin head. I don't know why, these leaders. Just my observation. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're also going to talk about the cheapest we'll say most affordable, we don't want to say cheap, most affordable tourist destinations in Thailand. And I have a list with 5 of them. And so we'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about Bali versus Phuket a little bit. And, you know, I'm really upset now. I'm upset now about the direction of the United States, the direction of the world. I don't like all this non-truth talk, and I can't really talk about what I mean right now on YouTube, but we'll just say it has to do with beer. And speaking of beer, Miss Beer, she doesn't come in until what time? What did she say? I think this afternoon. She said she comes in this afternoon, so she's not working right now. Haven't seen her in a week or two, whatever. I haven't been coming to this coffee shop much lately. I've been going to all the other coffee shops, and either on Sunday or Wednesday of next week, I'll go to a new coffee shop and we'll do a stream from there. But we're going to talk about Phuket versus Bali. We're going to talk about the cheapest destinations, and we're also going to talk about the upcoming election, which, as much as I don't want to care, you have to care a little bit, because, you know, it may affect us. I don't even know where to begin when it comes to that. But before I get started with anything, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you like the stream, and if you like the videos that I put up. I got another video going up tomorrow, and then I've got the Chiang Mai series going up, and then who knows after that, because by the time that's done, we should be in Europe, and then in the United States, and then in South America. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and it's a little stressful for the wife, because we've had to figure all the visa. For an American, it's very easy to travel everywhere. We don't need visas anywhere that we're going. We don't need a visa. Me and my boys. We don't need, hey, what's happening there, carnivore? We don't need any visas. However, the wife does. And oddly enough, she needs a visa. She doesn't need to do anything for Europe. She doesn't need to do anything for Abu Dhabi, where we're stopping. She doesn't need to do anything for the United States, and she doesn't need to do anything for Ecuador. She doesn't need anything for Portugal. We are stopping in Dublin, and she has to get a visa for Dublin. And what a pain in the ass I have to say this, what a royal pain in the ass just for her to go for what amounts to 9 hours in the country. And it doesn't matter if she stays in the airport or not, she still needs a visa. And they are extremely anal about what is necessary, and we need to hope that she has enough time to get this done. I believe she will, but what a nightmare for her. And, you know, so she's irritated. Why I got to do all this stuff, you know, and I got to listen to that, and I got to help her with it. But we will be going to Ireland and Abu Dhabi and all these places. That's coming up. So we got a lot of stuff going on right now. So Beer was able to find a place to work. No, Beer is still working here. Beer is still working here. She's just not working right now. I always seem to miss her. The U.S. Embassy in Singapore was the absolute worst. Took us 4 times in 5 years to get a tourist visa for the wife. Well, my wife she already has her visa for the United States. She's been to Europe a couple of times now. She's been all over Southeast Asia. She's traveled the world pretty much. I mean, she's probably been to 15 countries already. So I don't see any problem with her getting the visa. She can show the funds that are necessary and all that stuff. We can show everything. There's not a problem with that. But it's just, it's just a hassle of, oh, well, because you're from this country and you're going to be in our country for 8 hours, Yeah, my wife still has hers, and we're trying to figure out what we want to do because, in all honesty, I would like to see her get U.S. citizenship. And so that's going to take some time, and we're trying to figure that out. It's going to take some money. Is that the same? No, this is a different Starbucks. The Starbucks in Bangkapi is the one that I go to in the morning, or I had gone to in the morning, is no longer open. It's been closed for months now, which is a drag. And I did go to Starbucks yesterday, and I met up with Mr. Tom, the expat, who sliced his hand open with a Makita drill, or saw rather. Well, if they work for Starbucks, Starbucks will put them in another location. They don't have a problem with that. And she's a full-fledged barista, so they don't have a problem putting her somewhere. They'll move her around, but they moved her here. She works here. And the other girls that used to work at the Starbucks, they're gone. One of them has been gone for a long time. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. They are but ships passing. We are but ships passing in the night. So eventually she'll be gone from here. Somebody will marry her off and get her pregnant or whatever, and or she'll find another better job. Well, they may be, but Starbucks corporate controls everything, so they don't say, oh well, because this one's shutting down, you're out of work. They try to find them and position them. I don't believe they're individual franchises. I don't know how it works. I believe that corporate headquarters handles the majority of things. Maybe they are individually owned, but they only have a certain amount of rights. I don't know how it works, but I do know that over the years I have seen many of the girls working in various Starbucks, and then they go, oh, I'm going to be working over at this location for a month, and if you want, come over and see me at this place or whatever, so whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, listen, I like seeing her. She's nice. I like showing her to you guys, and you guys, at least some of you, know who she is and remember her, and she's been a good sport about the streams and everything like that. And but nobody else works there from the old days. They're all gone. So that's the way it goes. It's like she's gone. She doesn't work for Starbucks anymore. I think she's getting married, personally. I believe that's what somebody told me. So Gennaro was too slow. He waited too long. You guys, English interpreters, yeah, exactly. Gennaro. I cannot imagine being so, yes, they do. Especially if they've been with the company for a little while. I mean, I think they start them out, if they're full-time, they start them out at 15,000, 20,000. And once they get up a little ways, they have, benefits, and they have, what do you call it, the Providence Fund, where they match however much the person puts into their savings, and they don't pay them huge. I mean, they're not making 100,000, 200,000 a month. But some of the girls are making 40, 50,000 a month, and they get good benefits. And I'm sure they can do things like get loans and things like that, So it's a pretty good gig working here. Speaking of which, my kid is done with his internship now at the JW Marriott. He is finished. So he has to turn a paper in before we leave on our journey, which is now in about 6 weeks. He has to turn a paper in. His report I don't know exactly what what the report is on, or what the angle is. I don't really know. But he's got to turn that in, and then, assuming he does decent, then he will graduate. So I'm very proud of him. And he's got like a 3.65 grade point average, so he's doing very well. And then when we come back from our trip, then it's time for him to find a job. You know, he can take a couple of weeks off to relax, and then it's full steam ahead. Find a job. He's already said he wants his own apartment, so you know, get a job. You got plenty of dough, and that's it. He's on his way. So, Gennaro, if you came in on time, you'd be able to. You would have heard me say already, she's not working right now. She works this afternoon. I don't know why she's working in the afternoon. I don't know how they're set up. I don't care, honestly. I really don't really care much. Now, before we get into this, I already said, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Consider joining the channel as a YouTube member. You just hit the join button down below. As little as $1.99, you can help the channel. You can help me. You can incentivize me to put up videos and to do the work, because if I ain't making money, I'm not all that incentivized. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes. I got plenty of time, and I can do what I want with it at this juncture. And I would really like to spend more time editing videos. So consider doing that. And then what else? Consider getting yourself some merch. I don't have a shirt on today from my shop, my online shop. You can visit my website, get one of my books from there. Visit AmericanInBangkok.com. You can buy me a coffee. You can use the CASHAPP. You can become a sponsor on YouTube. You can become a Patreon patron. It seems like a lot of people have forgot about Patreon. I haven't got a Patreon patron in like 2 years. And, you know, I still have some of the same ones, but it seems like Patreon is losing favor with a lot of people. I don't know why, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. So everything's down in the description. So there you have it. All right, so I want to give you one piece of news. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's about the money. But there was a woman in Phuket. She got busted with 2.5 kilos of coke. She's coming from what, Dubai? 28-year-old woman. 2,352 grams of the illegal narcotic were found in her luggage on arriving. And, well, thank you very much there, Gennaro. I appreciate that. Now I feel a little better. Earned a little bit of money today. Thank you. It's always nice to earn. It shows that I have some kind of a value to some people, which is important nowadays. People don't talk about it. In Thailand, here's the thing. Before I go on about this, so choke the Gennaro. But before I go on about this, I want to say, you know, in Thailand, one thing that is quite clear is that the Thais, they know their place in society. They don't have a problem acknowledging, this is where I am in Thai society. My value is here. This person's value is way up here. Now, I don't know that that's right or wrong, but it's the truth. Some people have absolutely no value in the world, and some people do. I'm getting to the age where I don't really care about my value. It's a she. Good morning, Mr. Dowlow. But the one thing in Thai society is that people acknowledge their social status. They know it almost right away. Which is why if you were to bring, say, a girl from Nana Plaza, I'm not saying all of them because some of them could pull it off, but if you were to bring, your average little farm girl that's working in like, some Pattaya go-go bar or beer bar or Bangkok, wherever it may be, and you were to bring them into a social function with people who are in middle class to upper middle class or even high society, it was a function such as, everybody knows where their standing is. And I think it's important to be honest about it, but at the same time, acknowledge that we're still all just people. I don't want to get too esoteric, but we're still all just people. It doesn't matter if you're a garbage person or you're the leader of a state. You put your pants on the same way. You might just put better pants on. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of cocaine. It was hidden inside compartments of 2 thermos flasks. I mean, that's God, you got to get more creative than that. Oh, well, just, we got a thermos and we'll put it in a thermos and we'll figure it out that way. It's not too smart. Anyway, officers monitored and followed. This lady's name is Ms. Wirawan on March 10th and discovered she had traveled from Phuket to Doha, Qatar, and then on to Istanbul in Turkey. This is the route that officers believed she used to bring the drugs back into Thailand. They inspected her and subsequently found all this coca. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can only suspect that her life is pretty much over. Her life is pretty much over. Exactly, Chang Noi, exactly. We're all just cogs in the wheel. And well, I wouldn't be surprised if that's already happened, but wouldn't they see that when they went through the metal detector? Wouldn't they be able to see? Some of those places, they're pretty high tech. You could walk through and they might be able to see what's going on inside your gut. So why couldn't they see it inside your breast? I mean, once it's in there, then it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do surgery to get that stuff out because we know you're carrying. Gennaro, you give way too much value to women. I will say that. Hey, Krister, how you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, this is the thing. You want to work your way up, and I look at myself and my kids and my wife, and my friends and my family, and I don't have the ambition and never did to be somebody who's like, oh, he's so respected in society. He's the mayor of the city, and I never had that ambition because when it, and I hate to, before I get into what we're going to talk about today, I hate to go on about this, but as I've gotten older, probably in the last, really since the beginning of the pandemic, I have just realized that how many things are truly important. I was talking to Jono about this, and I was talking to Tom yesterday about this. How many things are truly important to people in the world? Really? Is it so important? Are you going to die if you don't go down to the local bar? You can't make it to the bar today, so you're going to die from that? No, you're going to be fine. Now, you might jones for a drink. I don't know. It depends on how into the alcohol you are. If they were to reverse the policy here and make cannabis illegal, is everybody going to die? No, they're going to go back to smoking it, doing it, on the sly, and that's the way it goes. So, I've just really come to the conclusion that most things are not all that important. Women are not that important. You know, the only woman or women in my life that are important, truly important, is my wife, my mother, my sister. That's it. Now, I don't wish any ill will on my friends' wives or anything like that, but you know, at the end of the day, listen, sorry, Gennaro, beer, she's not important, because you are never going to get anything going with her. I am never going to get anything going with her. None of you guys are ever going to get anything going with her. She's just an object of your desires, or whatever you want to call it. They're not important. You are important to yourself. One may become important to you in due time. I was on a funeral yesterday. My conclusion is that my friends and family is what, yeah, exactly. And that's what I've come to realize, because my parents are getting older and I worry about them now. I'm always worrying about them. You know, I'm always worried if I get a phone call in the middle of the night, and sometimes I get these spammers calling me on my US number in the middle of the night, and it frustrates me and irritates me to no end, because I'm thinking, you know, oh no, who's calling me? Well, you know, I'm sure you have some desires, 2Q Asia. You have some desires. All right, let me go over some of these messages here. I've been to Medellin, and I've been to Amsterdam many times. Medellin was a pain in the neck because they checked me like 4 or 5 times, coming in and going out. You know, they check your bags, they scan you, then you go through, and it's like right before you go on the airplane, they scan you again, and it was just a major pain. But I loved Medellin. It was very nice. And I love Amsterdam. And one of my concerns when I went through Amsterdam many years ago was I had been in a smoke shop, and I was like, I know I smell like weed. And now I'm coming back. I'm going to go to some airport, and the dogs will smell the weed, and they're going to go nuts. I was really worried about that, but it didn't happen. So it kills me because she has so much potential. I don't know what you mean. Who has potential? You talking about beer? You need an X-ray to see, not a metal detector. Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that might be the case, but I'm sure they have something. They probably have the X-ray in certain airports, or most airports. They probably have X-ray facility available. I don't think Anton's going to be doing anything like that. He's not crazy. Time is 4:27 in the morning in Sweden. Well, glad you're awake. That's about what time I wake up every day. Just don't mess with my fishing, Bex relaxation. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I tell you what, if I'm not catching fish, usually I get bored, because I'm not a big beer drinker, especially now. And so if I was sitting out drinking beer and not catching fish, maybe that would be okay, but I'm not. So, you know, for me to enjoy fishing, I would be catching fish and eating them. One minute you're there, the next you ain't. Act accordingly. Yeah, I think it's very important. And, you know, and I guarantee you, I mean, I know for a fact that I have concerned myself with way too many things that I should have just let go, I shouldn't have cared about. And, you know, now that I'm a little older, I realize this. It took me 50 years too long to realize this, 40 years too long to realize it. But what other people think, what's going on in the world, all this stuff, all I'm going to say is the barista's name is beer. Right now in America, there is a problem, an issue, because of a certain beer. I want to do a video on Rumble discussing that, because I can't do it here. If I do it, there's going to be problems. Yeah. What is this? Read your prior post. Scanning technology has gotten more sophisticated. Yeah, you lost me, man. All right. Anyway, let's go on. I've lost the plot here. Anyway, this woman got busted. You know she was doing it because she probably got promised she was going to make some money, and who knows what happened, but now she's going to jail and she's going to be there for a long time. So that's too bad. Too bad. All right. The most affordable tourist destinations in Thailand. I found this list of 5 tourist destinations in Thailand that are the most affordable in all the country. And let's see here, what survey was this? It was an Agoda survey. Okay. Destinations with the cheapest average accommodation rates across the Asia-Pac region are Cebu in Malaysia, Surakarta in Indonesia, Puri in India, Bacolod in the Philippines, Ninh Bình in Vietnam, Chiba in Japan, Gwangju in South Korea, Kinmen Islands in Taiwan, and Brisbane in Australia. In Thailand, the top 5. Jim, you are completely losing me. I don't know. Just say what you want to say. I don't know. I can't. Before the post about potential, I made a post about mentioning that was overlooked leading into my potential. You've lost me. Let me go back here. It kills me she had so much potential. What about Preo? I don't know what she's doing. I really don't know what she's doing, but I do know that she's traveling around, and I imagine she's traveling around with her boyfriend / husband, future husband, whatever she is. What I was told was that she would be tying the knot. It's cold as charity here in Victoria. Missing Thailand. Nothing more valuable than your health. Well, that's true. Definitely. All right. So, see, this is the thing. Like, I don't like when it comes to. I don't know, Jim, if you were talking. What you're talking about is potential. Preo's potential, or what, I'm not sure if that's what you were talking about, but like, I don't worry about Preo's potential. I don't worry about beer's potential. I don't worry about anybody's potential. I don't worry about that stuff. I worry about my kids' potential. And do they fulfill their potential? Yeah, your health is expensive, but let me tell you the top 5 here. Number 5 is Hat Yai. And I believe that is probably because of all the Malaysians coming across the border and Singaporeans coming across the border, and they want an affordable destination, so there's a lot of competition. Number 4 is Udon Thani. Yeah, I don't know if that's a great tourist destination, but okay. Number 3 is Nakhon Ratchasima. Number 2 is Suratani, which I don't know if I'm going to be going there in the next couple of days. It depends on my wife. My wife said, I don't know if I want to go because I'm tired and I'm not sure yet. And you know, I'm not going to go alone. So, you know, and I was thinking about going to Krabi, but I just don't know. Actually, I don't know. We have some free room nights in Krabi at a nice place. But I think there's a blackout period around Songkran. So, and you know, I need to be very, very careful with the dough and the cash flow right now, because this trip is, this upcoming trip is going to cost us. So those are the top four: Hat Yai, Udon Thani, Nakhon Ratchasima, Suratani, and number one is Khon Kaen. Average room rate is 1,030 baht in Khon Kaen. Yeah, I don't know. It says Agoda has a passion for getting travelers the best possible deals and most competitive prices, and the digital travel platform analyzed the average room rates of tourist destinations in April. I don't know how much validity this survey has, but okay, let's say that it's partially true. It says that the cheapest destination in all of Asia is Khon Kaen, with an average room night of $30 a night. Second is Cebu, Malaysia. Third is Surakarta, Indonesia. Fourth is Puri, India, $38 a night. Then Bacolod, Philippines, $47 a night. Ninh Binh, Vietnam, $47 a night. Chiba, Japan, $69 a night. Gwangju, South Korea, $91 a night. That ain't cheap. Kinmen Island, Taiwan, $94 a night. And Brisbane, Australia, $126 a night. It says Khon Kaen might be Thailand's dinosaur city. It's surprisingly modern. This university town is home to an abundance of trendy coffee shops. Okay, yeah, that's gonna make me travel there. I gotta go to all the coffee shops there. Like I don't have enough in Bangkok. I couldn't get through all the coffee shops in Bangkok in my lifetime. Also, city lakes that seem to be hosting festivals year-round. The Ton Tan night market with its many food stalls and live music and much more. Khon Kaen is also an ideal base from which to explore the surrounding countryside, dig for Jurassic treasures, for example, or to make merit at breathtakingly beautiful hilltop temple Wat Tham Sang Thang. Listen, I will tell you that one of the places that I think is very affordable, and there was a ton of things to do, and if you rented a car or a motorbike, it would be even more affordable, and that is Bungkan, which is where the old barista Miss Tian is from. Beautiful place, lots of things to see. Yeah, so, you know, planning a visit in April, be sure to bring water balloons and a super soaker. From 13 to 15 April, Khon Kaen is home to one of Thailand's biggest Songkran festivals. Okay, good for them that they have the festival. I hope they're happy. I'm just not into the whole Songkran festival. Oh, is that who I think I know? I'm not into Songkran. It's been, think about it, the whole time during the pandemic, they weren't doing the Songkran festival. I can take it or leave it. When I first came here, yeah, it was a little bit of fun, and you know, I will say that if you're in the areas where, you know, the girls are wearing skimpy bikinis and they're wearing just a t-shirt or whatever, it's not a bad thing to see girls getting all wet. Just my opinion as a man. It's not a bad thing. You're looking at all the girls, their wet t-shirts, you know, eraser tips, and you know, they're jumping around and smearing powder on you and all these other kind of things. You know, call me an old fuddy-duddy, I don't care. I really don't care. I just am not into let me tell you something, my kids are not into it. They're not into it. They've done it a couple of times, and we've had some fun down in the South, and I have many times, but like this is, you know, like my 30th Songkran year or whatever, 29th year. I just don't feel the love when it comes to Songkran. I feel like, okay, let me get a Grab taxi and have them take me door to door so I don't get soaking wet and get smacked with powder on my face and all that kind of stuff. All right, let me see here. KK has dropped in my ratings. Why is that, Jim? I did not ever get a chance to tour the coffee farms in Colombia because I was there for work. I was there for a boxing convention, and I had some things to do. I did get out a little bit and have some nice meals and hit some restaurants, and I did have some great, I mean, fantastic Colombian coffee. And what I've been drinking lately is Colombian coffee, and it's something like 250 grams of coffee for about $10, which is not dirt cheap or anything, but it's not real expensive, and it's pretty good coffee. But I've come to the conclusion now with coffee, just because honestly, this morning I've had 2 of these, okay? I had ristrettos, which is a short espresso basically. I've had 2 of these, and then at the house before, when I woke up, an hour or so after I woke up, I had a bulletproof coffee, which is, you know, MCT oil, butter. I put a little cacao in there and then stir it up. You whip it up with the immersion blender, and, you know, and the Colombian coffee. So I've already had 3 coffees this morning from about 5 o'clock in the morning. Chiangkan is nice. Scott, you need a good soaking. No, I don't. Those commercialized Songkran festivals lose the charm and authenticity of the event. First one from Roy. I don't give 2 hoots about the Songkran festival. I want the people to be happy who want to be involved in it. Good for them. I don't care about it anymore. I just don't. I hate the damn powder. I don't mind the water so much. I just get pissed when they soak the motorbike drivers and try to knock them over. Well, that's something that's technically illegal. You're not supposed to be throwing large amounts of water on motorcycle drivers. That's just stupid. I mean, even shooting them with a water gun, like a small water gun, is dangerous. You know, they're not expecting it. They get hit in the face, and they freak out, and then they crash, and the ground's all wet. And you know, well, I would say probably in Pattaya, but what do I know? It's too bad. I don't know if Pattaya Bob is listening, but I would say probably Pattaya. People get eye infections from dirty water. Again, I'm not going to worry. I don't live in fear of things like that. I just don't want to deal with it. That for me, that's what it is. I've already done it, you know, dozens of times. This is the thing, and I hate to. I'm not trying to burst your bubble or anything. And with Jim, I always give him a hard time because he's been here for a year and a half or whatever, and. But things are different. Your perception will change over time. And I still think Thailand is a fantastic place. There's great things to do. I'm in a different place in my life now. I don't get very much enjoyment out of some of these things like, oh, let's go to the Wat Pagao. Wow. Does nothing for me. Been there, done that. Oh, let's go to the Songkran festival down the street and get all wet. Come on. You know, Khon Kaen was a nice university town. It is too crowded and commercialized now. Infrastructure lacking, a dirty city. Udon has surpassed it, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, listen, to me, Udon Thani still has a long ways to go, so I guess Khon Kaen probably has even longer way to go. I don't particularly love those places as places to go. The thing about Udon is that you can go up to Nong Khai, and you're right on the border, and you can sit on the river, and it's inexpensive, and it's beautiful, blah, 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 but it's good for a couple of days. That's it. Up here, the smaller cities and towns, Songkran isn't as insane as it is in the tourist places. Pattaya hotels are already 90% occupancy in expectations of largest Songkran in decades, and also Rolling Loud coming to town. Well, yeah, after all this time, you would think that Songkran is going to be crazy. which I need to remind my wife about that, because I don't really want her to go to Suratani, and I don't think we are going to, but we'll see. I got hit in the face by a bucket of water on the backsoys going to Esplanade. A kid did it, little punk. Yeah, you know, some of these people, I mean, listen, this is, I wanted to say that there are some things here that irritate me, and it is things like, let me just park my car in the middle of the road because I need to go in and buy some food. I'll just block traffic. People don't think. I almost ran over two old ladies yesterday who were walking. One was yapping to her friend, and she's in La La Land, and she almost ran right into me. And I had to like do a pirouette so that I didn't knock this lady over, because I would have knocked her on her ass. Because she's walking quick, I'm walking quick. She's in another world. And then the other one, she's looking at her phone, which, you know, I always hate that. I don't like that. It's like the phone is, I just saw something that Joe Rogan said, and I guess this guy Douglas Murray said, whereas certain aspects, certain issues that are going on right now in the United States signify that maybe the end of this particular civilization as we know it is coming. And I would say that while the mobile phone and smartphone and the internet has made many, many things much, much better, it's also contributed to a lot of extremely negative behavior and a lot of toxicity. And I would say that, you know, I told my wife this the other day. I said, listen, when we go to bed, we need to put our phones away from us. I don't want my phone, or I don't want to hear my phone. I don't want to hear messages. I don't want to pick it up in the middle of the night, and I am always tempted to do that. And I think that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, sounds like it's going to be off the hook. They're closing Beach Road in Pattaya, so Songkran will be insane there. And from what I know, there are people complaining. There are people complaining about traffic in Pattaya and how the traffic will be. You want a Christian? Go to a church. I don't know what that matters. What's up, BBB? I don't know who BBB is. I always enjoy a few days in Nong Khai. Yeah, Nong Khai is all right for a couple days. I would say 2-3 days. It's okay. Over half of my expat buddies have already booked flights to Cambodia and Vietnam to avoid Songkran. Well, I hate to tell you this, but there's a Songkran festival in Cambodia. There is a festival in Cambodia, and they do practice it. So, Vietnam I don't know about, and also they have it in, they practice it in Myanmar as well. Mobiles is kind of a narcotics. Young kids need the constant dopamine kicks a mobile can give you. Listen, my kids are about as good as I can expect them to be about mobile phones. They're not on their phones all the time. We send them messages, and it might take them a half a day or a day to get back to us because they're just not looking at their phones. And I'm so grateful for that because I think it's very important. And I've already had to talk with the kids about how if a chick is on the phone all the time and she refuses to get off when you're sitting there with her, you can't even have a conversation at dinner with her, boot her. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Make the choice. Don't let her, dictate. I gotta lay down the law. Christer, very true. Yes, it is true. Not all people at church are Christian. Many are heathens. Well, Philippines is actually predominantly Catholic. Same thing. Same. Anyway, let me go on here because we know about the cheap places. April 6th was the hottest day in Thailand in how long? It was 50.2 degrees Celsius or 122 Fahrenheit. And this was in the south part of Bangkok, in the Bang Na district. Chonburi's Lam Chabang was 49.4 degrees Celsius. Phuket 47.9, Sisaket 41.5, and Phetchabun 40.6. So pretty good reason not to be out walking around for hours and hours in Bangkok and wherever you are in Thailand. You know, now is not a good time to be walking around on an 8-hour hike out in the sun. But that's pretty damn hot, 122 degrees. So, all right, let me see here. I'm sure it's out in the sun. I don't know. However, it doesn't really matter. If it's over 100 degrees here, it's going to be, it's just miserable. I got to tell you that our electricity bill this month was the highest that it's ever been in all the time that we've lived in houses and apartments as well. It was the highest that it's ever been. It was 7,800 baht this month. How much is that in dollars? That's about $230. $230. And the reason is because somebody is almost always at our house. And it's so hot. If you don't, even with fans on, it is so hot most of the time that you need to have the air conditioner on. Unless you want to be sweating, because it's that hot. Now, you know, what are you going to do? The only thing you can do is just go, okay, pay it. The thing is, electricity costs have gone up here in Thailand quite a bit. And so it doesn't surprise me that we got this bill, but I don't like it. I don't like paying that kind of a electricity bill here. My buddy Tom told me his electricity he's got a little townhouse, and his bill is about 2,000 baht a month. But he and his wife are rarely there. Somebody is always at our place. I prefer Thailand, love it there. I want to meet a Thai Christian. Good luck with that. You want to come to Thailand. You want to meet a girl from Thailand. Chances are you're going to meet a girl that's a Buddhist. I mean, just saying, oh, I want to meet a Christian Thai. Good luck with that, buddy. Good luck. Seriously. How did the Thais manage 100 years ago? The heat, I mean. Well, they sweat their asses off. Jim and Jimmy. Do not get involved in affairs of the heart. Believe me. Dude, if you want a Christian Thai, good luck. That's all I got to say. It's hard enough. Think about this. Just so you know, I'm not just trying to be difficult. Think about this. It's hard enough to find a truly good Thai woman who is worth being with you and who wants you it's hard enough to find one of those. Then to attach, she's got to be Christian. That's like the guy from a long time ago, Oz the Israeli, going, well, she's got to be willing to become Jewish and move to Israel and wait on my every need, wait on my every beck and call. I mean, come on. I would say if that's what you really, truly want, start going to church here. Start going to church here. Go to a Christian church here and see what you can do. But, you know, I don't know. I think that's a bit much. I don't know why she's got to be Christian. I have no idea about that. If that's what you want, go for it. But I think, good luck. The only parishioners are all over 65. Good luck with that. Good luck. All right, let's go on here. I don't feel like talking about Christianity and all this other kind of nonsense. Sorry. Religion seems to get in the way of a lot of solutions. Who are the main candidates for Thailand's next leader? Political parties in Thailand have until the end of the day today to submit the names of their prime ministerial candidates ahead of a May 14th general election. The contest will showcase a long-running battle between the billionaire Shinawatra family and its business allies and a conservative pro-military establishment. The next premier will be decided at the end of August at a bicameral sitting of the new Thai parliament and appointed Senate. Here are some of the contenders. I didn't know that it wasn't going to be decided until the end of August. So I'm going to make sure that I'm out of the country when that happens. Obviously, one of the people that is in contention is the current Prime Minister, Prayut Chan-o-cha. Southern girls will make you convert to Islam to marry. I know a few guys who did. Yeah, good luck on that. My girl's from the South, but she's not a Muslim. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't have converted for her. No offense. I would have said, listen, you deal with me the way I am or not. I can deal with your religion. Deal with me not being religious. That's probably how I would have approached it. Yeah, well, so much for that. So much for the term limits. I forget he's still talking about how much time he has left. He can only serve half of the term, apparently. It says here, the incumbent has led Thailand for nearly 8 years since he ousted a civilian government in a coup while he was army chief. He was elected prime minister in 2019, and if chosen again by lawmakers, he can only serve half of the 4-year term, as he will have reached the maximum 8 years permitted. Prayut has been unpopular in national opinion polls with 16.3% support in a Super Poll survey last week, and is running with the new conservative United Thai Nation Party. So he is not a favorite. Actually, Shinawatra's daughter is the favorite. I don't want to be the leader of this country or any other country. I don't want to be the leader of anything other than my family. And even that, sometimes I don't want to be the leader of them. Because sometimes they got to think for themselves and they got to do things for themselves. You know. All right, Petongtan Shinawatra, the youngest child of the former but still surprisingly popular Premier Thaksin Shinawatra. Petongtan, 36, has constantly topped surveys with a March poll putting her support at 32.1%. She has been campaigning in the vote-rich rural strongholds of the main opposition Pheu Party, promising to bring back populist policies like nearly doubling the daily minimum wage to 600 baht, $17.61 per day. I don't know what that would do to the country, but I would suspect that that's going to drive prices even higher than they are already now. You bump up the daily minimum wage, and where's the money going to come from to pay these people? You think that the businesses are going to just fork it over and they don't care about this? No. Best known by her nickname, Ing Petongtan, is an executive at a real estate firm and the biggest shareholder in another developer, SC Asset. I think she's part of SC Park. She owns SC Park, the hotel. She's currently pregnant, due to give birth in a few weeks before the election. Now, she is the favorite. I hope she does not get into power. That's my opinion. My desire is she doesn't win. I suspect she probably will win. And the reason I suspect she will win is because she has the poor people's vote. And anybody with half a brain knows that if she gets back in, Papa will be pulling some strings, so to speak. And he's already said if she wins, he's coming back to Thailand 2 days after the elections. So, I thought the new mayor of Bangkok would make a run for PM maybe next time. I don't think that's going to happen. Scott needs some tattoos? No. I'm already 60. I've held it together fairly well over the years, but my skin is not going to ever have a tattoo on me. No, he used to own AIS. He sold it. He doesn't own AIS anymore. Yeah, that's a great mentality, 2/4 Asian. Oh, if she's attractive, I'll support her. Simp thinking, my friend. Simp thinking. Oh, I'll vote for her because she's got big tits. Don't think like that, please. As I remember, her father was vehemently against foreigners in the country. He did not like the foreigners in the country. He also had a big problem with drugs, and he was the guy who went out and the police, under his direction, were killing suspected drug dealers. And so imagine what that's going to do for the current cannabis situation. If anybody will reverse the position that the Thai government has with cannabis right now, it will be the Shinawatras. That's my opinion. That's all it is an opinion, but I believe that will happen if she's elected. They will just make it medical use only. So for you guys out there who you want to hang out in Thailand and toke a bird once in a while, you want to do whatever with this stuff, and wherever they're sitting in some lounge or whatever, you better think again. Well, if I'm going to get elected, I need money. That's what I'll say. I need a lot of money. I don't have billions of dollars like Thaksin, so, it takes a lot of money to get elected. And I don't see myself ever becoming elected as anything. And I don't want to be elected, quite honestly. What is this? Leave it to Gennaro to agree with 2Q Asia's previous statement there. Nothing represents the poor and disenfranchised like a rich oligarch. Yeah, he's using them. Okay, whatever. What news from Byfern? Byfern is everywhere. She is everywhere. She is on credit card commercials. She's on billboards. She's on all kinds of products, bras, panties. You know, and of course, Lalisa. Yeah, in your dreams, buddy. My wife will be going to see Lalisa before we take off for our journey. We couldn't leave earlier because of her desire to see her in concert. Whatever. Happy wife, happy life. Go see your little pop queen. Have fun. That's wonderful. Huntington has direct connections to the CCP. Paxson probably better. Honestly, I don't think any of them are good. You don't need any prescription for that stuff. That's anybody can just go into anywhere here and get that. Yeah, Byfern doesn't do it for you. Just like 2Q Asia, she doesn't do it for you. I guarantee if she was laying on a bed butt naked, you guys sound like Thai taxi drivers talking about how they don't like dark-skinned girls. I guarantee if she's laying there in a bed with that come hither look on her face, and she was asking to do something for you, you would not turn her down. Let's just get real, okay? Let's not say that we want to be too picky. We're going to get all the coffee shops to support your campaign and customers hit them from a different angle. Okay, good with that. Show me the money. That's all I care about. Show me the money. You know, power, I don't really care about that. Money comes before power. And if you need billions to become the head of a state, I need to earn a hell of a lot of money. We're going to get on. Okay, what's the Udon church? You with this church. Dude, figure it out for yourself. Go look up the name. You've been here 10 times. Look up the name of a Christian church. It's all dark skinned when the lights are. My point exactly. What does it matter? If you're into her, if she makes you happy, so to speak, then you know. That I can agree with. There are many others that I would choose as well before Byfern. That doesn't mean that she's off the menu. All right, let's go to the next person here. Pita Limjaranrat. The 42-year-old leader is the Progressive Opposition Move Forward Party, very popular party, the only one pushing for amendments to Thailand's strict royal insult law, they say majes, that punishes offenders with up to 15 years in jail. His other policies include promoting small businesses, curbing monopolies, and ending military conscription. The party's supporters are mostly younger voters. Yeah, I'm not into the whole military conscription thing here, and that's why I told my kids to go to the junior ROTC. Because if kids go into the junior ROTC here, they have to do, I think it's 2 years or 3 years. They don't have to serve in the Thai military. Now, I don't know about you guys. I mean, for some people, okay, the Thai military may be the way to go. Good for them. I didn't look at it as the best option for the kids, and I still think that when all is said and done, maybe one of them will go into the U.S. military. I don't know, and I don't know if that's the brightest move at this juncture. But you know, we'll see. It's everything is up to them, and we'll see what's going on in the next couple of years. I don't have a crystal ball. The only crystal ball I have right now says things are going to happen, And some things I may be for, some things I may not be for, some things I can talk about right now and I go, wow, that's going to happen for sure. And some things we still have to put you have to put all the pieces into the jigsaw puzzle, and then hopefully the picture comes about and it's what it's supposed to be. Anything more than a handful. Buy Fern doing a bra advertisement is an oxymoron. Well, when have you seen an advertisement with a Thai woman that shows like 36 double D's? You don't see that. All right. Maybe if you had baby hands from a raccoon, is on your neck. What neck? I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about, and frankly, I don't give a damn, Scarlett. All right, let me continue here. All right, now the next guy, his name is Prawit Wongsuwan, a seasoned political dealmaker and current deputy premier. Prawit, 77, is a nominee for prime minister for the Palang Pracharat party following ally Prayut's departure. He's a staunch royalist from the same military clique as Prayut and served in the junta. In his junta, he has positioned himself as a candidate who can bridge the divide between conservative and democratic forces. Now, let me just look him up. I'll give you a couple of little examples of this guy. This is why I say I don't like any of these people. It's kind of like U.S. politics. There are no good choices. The only choices are, one is slightly better than the other. Where's the corruption scandals? Yes, he's the guy with all the watches. A lot of watches. Short black with 3 drops of the good stuff. Well, I've already had 3 double espressos. The other day I had 5 double espressos. This is what I mean. I need to start cutting back on the espresso. The only reason I'm having an espresso here is because I've had 2 already. Because I don't like to sit here and not buy anything. I don't want to pay, what is it, 25 baht for a water that I get for 5 baht. I just bring my own. So I order up a coffee. Now I've ordered 2. Plus the one I had at home. No wonder I can't sleep. Anyway, this guy here, let me read what his Wikipedia says about his corruption. In December 2017, the National Anti-Corruption Commission opened an investigation into Prawit's asset disclosures. He had 18 luxury watches at the time. They were not listed on his mandatory asset declarations when he took office after the 2014 coup d'etat. As more watch disclosures became public, the NACCC extended Prawit's deadline to January 19th. He's said to have filed asset declarations on 22nd of December 2008 when he became defense minister under Apisit Vita Jiva. I can't even keep up with all the prime ministers they've had here since I've been here. They probably had 10 prime ministers since I've moved to Thailand. Anyway, it says here that on January 6th, the Bangkok Post estimated the value of Prawit's 16 then known timepieces up to 22 million baht. That's about $685,000. Since then, 9 more watches have been identified, and his total number of timepieces altogether are worth 40 million baht. Prawit claims they were all loaned to him by friends. Now, I don't mean to dispute what he's saying. He must have some really good friends. How many friends do you know that are willing to loan out 40 very, very expensive watches? I mean, he's got Rolexes, Patek Philippe, he's got Richard Mille, Audemars Piguet. He's got a G-Shock. Well, that was worth $3,900 baht. I guess he's allowed to have that. Oh wow! And he does not. I guess he does not speak, read, or write any language other than Central Thai. So he doesn't speak any English. That can't be good for a leader. The Association to Protect the Thai Constitution, a watchdog group, petitioned the NACC to investigate Prawit for possible false declaration of assets and concealing information that must be declared to the agency. The organization also accused Prawit of being unusually wealthy under Section 66 of the National Anti-Corruption Act. General Prawit served in the army for about 40 years and was a political office holder for 2 terms without any businesses. He could not possibly acquire such a great deal of wealth, a spokesman said. In 2008, Prawit declared assets of 57 million baht, that's nearly $2 million. In his 2014 declaration, his assets had risen to, so in 6 years, his assets rose 30 million baht. That's almost $1 million. How is he earning this money? That is the big question. So he's another one. All right, let me see here. Choke D to you, Mr. Dallo, as always. Only see 36 double Ds at the car shows. Yes, you see some pretties now and then, wherever they may be. Car shows, events, tattoo shows. They're giving out re-enlistment bonuses if you... Oh, God, I don't want to hear about that. I want to talk about this subject, random commentator, but I am going to do that. I really want to write it out so I know where my thoughts are, and then I will talk about it on Rumble. I'm not going to talk about it here because I know it will cause me problems, and I don't want that. A buttery, flaky, puffy croissant sounds excellent. However, I'm not going to eat it. I took a cheat day a couple days ago just because I thought, I haven't had anything. I am frankly getting sick of my diet. And so I need to make sure that I switch it up once in a while, that's all. And so once in a great while, I will cheat. I had some 85% chocolate the other day, and that's my cheat. And I actually had bread with a burger, which I don't usually eat much bread. I'm not eating really any bread anymore. I'd love to try some of that Turkish coffee. It looked intriguing. Turkish coffee is very good. Extra jam. What is this here? You got to offset the espresso with street food. Dude, I don't eat Thai street food now. I'm sorry. Most of it is laden with sugar, or it's just not healthy. I don't want to eat noodles. I love noodles. I love Thai food. But I keep that for a special occasion now. It's not like it used to be, and quite frankly, I've eaten just about every Thai food I can eat. It is one of my top 3 favorite cuisines in the world, but I don't want to eat it all the time. And if you live here for 30 years, you probably will be the same way. Milkshake and pizza for carb reloading or loading, milkshake sounds good. Pizza, not so good. Although if it's a really good pizza, fine. My weight is continuing to go down. And so, what is this? RC Puffy croissant, aren't those triangle shaped? sorta. It's a little bit of a strange looking triangle. Random commentator, that's what he really needs. Too cute Asia, they can be. Random commentator, he looks like a walking, what is this? He looks like a walking heart attack. Who are you talking about? Praweet? Coffee overload. If he was American, he would make that million in speaking fees in 1 month. Yes. It's the Mega Malin morning show. 30 million baht during a pandemic. He must be dirty like Anutin. You said it, not me. You know, I have my thoughts on these things. And I would say many politicians, all I'm going to say is many politicians around the world, they somehow find a way to make millions and millions of dollars when really they shouldn't be. Nancy Pelosi? Oh, she got her $20 a pint ice cream in her refrigerator and she's got about 50 of them. Oh yeah, they're all for my grandkids. Yeah, sure, Nancy. All right. 30 million baht during down low. The island separating them is very small. Pretty much. It's called it. Oh God. All right. Let me get to the next guy. Well, you know, there is something to be said for that. However, you know, can you live with yourself? And some people can live with being low down, dirty dogs. They don't have a problem doing that way. They don't have a problem abusing huge groups of people, which I don't think you should, but I don't think you should force your mindset and your ideology on anybody. I'd rather die, honestly. I would rather die than be forced into an ideology I don't agree with. All right, next guy. Your favorite. I know you guys, you love him. Health Minister Anutin Charnvirakul. He oversaw the COVID-19 lockdowns, treatment, and vaccine procurement, although he doesn't have any medical credentials, and was criticized for calling it just a flu. He should have also been criticized for saying it came from those filthy foreigners. I will never forget that, because that shows his stupidity, in my opinion. Although, what do I know? He might be a genius. Don't count on it, though. And I know a lot of Thais that I have spoken with who think he is a moron, and they will never vote for him. I don't know that he will be able to win this. I don't know. He has been praised for restarting tourism through a vaccinated travel program. Yeah, okay. Random commentator, thank you very much for keeping it legit. I appreciate that. I want to get more legit. Too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. Yeah, I've had a lousy month this month. I don't mean financially, but just a lot of little niggling, stressful kind of problems. They just irritate the hell out of me. All right, so now Anutin's Boomjai Thai party controls about 50 seats in Parliament and successfully delivered on a 2019 campaign promise to decriminalize and promote medical cannabis. However, that led to a rise in recreational use, upsetting conservatives and prompting Anutin, 56, to take a tougher stance against other drugs. Now, I will say that when it comes to the amphetamine problem here in Thailand, that is a very, very serious issue. Because the drug is fairly inexpensive. So people who are really poor can get a hold of it. And you know, if you got no opportunities in life, think about this. You have no opportunities in life, you have no joy in your life, you have nothing going at all for you. And you're, say, 20 years old, and you're like, what am I gonna, what's my life gonna bring me? And you're somebody who, you know, you're like, listen, I wanna have a little fun. You get involved in it, that stuff is extremely addicting, and it causes psychosis and long-term damage. It's nasty, nasty stuff. It's just like, you know, meth, whatever you wanna call it, ice. It's all the same family, and it's nasty stuff. And there have been numerous cases here in Thailand where, somebody addicted to this stuff has done some really gnarly things to one of their family members or somebody else. And so I would say it's a good thing that they're harsh on these drugs and stuff like heroin, methamphetamines, all this kind of stuff. Come on, man, you can't legalize this stuff. I just can't see how can you do that. Where is the positive outcome of being a heroin addict or a meth addict? Where is the positive outlook? I don't know if that's the one you're referring to. I don't know most of these girls here. The one, she's like, assistant manager. Her name is Kay. There's another one, I think her name is Tukata. And then I think the one you're talking about with the eyes, because I noticed this girl has like cat eyes, and her name is Net. But I've never talked to her and don't have any plans on it. Anyway, so, oh wow, what is this? Where are we? Fact box. So, I think if he were to be elected, God, I can't believe I'm saying this. It would probably be good for, at least for the people who are interested in keeping cannabis legal. I mean, have we not learned anything? As human beings, have we not learned? It's a freaking weed. It's no different than tobacco. Tobacco gives you, is a mind-altering, body-altering drug. So is alcohol. Have we not learned anything? I mean, listen, people in Colombia, in Peru, in Bolivia, who live in the hills, they use coca leaves. They use them to help them work. People in southern Thailand, they use kratom. Kratom. In America, they call it kratom, but in Thailand, it's kratom. And, I know what it feels like, and I can tell you that if you chew the leaves, you do feel better and you feel more energetic. And if you're out there busting your butt on a rubber plantation or a palm plantation or a rice farm or whatever it is, that stuff is going to give you that little extra kick. If you're some 50-year-old guy out there or 50-year-old woman or 30-year-old woman and you're working hard, you're breaking your back every day and you're tired and you need to get the job done, for them, weed is not going to cut it, so they use the kratom. But what good does the yaba do? What positive attributes does it have? Now, for me, about the only thing I would say that the cannabis, and I used to smoke weed. I've talked about this many times. I used to smoke weed back when I was 17. I started when I was 16. And I really stopped when I would say about 29 or 30. I didn't really engage in any of it. I didn't do, so, I did it for about 10 years, 12 years. I smoked the stuff and I did just about everything. I tried just about everything. Which nowadays, if I had to do it all over again, I just wouldn't have tried them. I wouldn't have, because there's nothing really positive that comes from it. Now, I've talked about it where I don't think it does anything positive for me now. Booze doesn't do anything positive for me. If I want to loosen up a little bit or something like that, usually I just do it at home, have a drink. Wife has an uncle that is a complete yaba head, terrorizes the village on the regular. Cops won't take him because he's a cash runner. And listen, the guy that I had the interaction with in front of my house, the guy who, he was a handyman, he was kind of a big guy, and he's bigger than me. He's about the same size as 2Q Asia, actually. And he was into the stuff, and I guess it had basically destroyed his life. He spoke some English. Apparently he used to have some money and everything like that. And he's the guy who started making a problem with me and with one of my kids. And, you know, I smashed him for it. Because he was terrorizing the village on that day, and he happened to end up in front of my house. And I just figured, I can't put up with this. This is complete disrespect. And then, you know, pulling back and trying to hit me with a couple of sticks. And he I don't know if he was on this stuff then, but I know that the long-term implications had made him really screwed up. And if you remember the girl in Klong Tui, which I do plan on going back there pretty soon. In the next, I'd say in the next, before I go on this trip, I'll go to Klong Tui once again and just do a walkthrough. But you remember there was a girl there that I talked to, and she was just gone, man. I mean, that stuff seriously fried her brain, you know. So it's not good stuff. All right, let me see, what else do we have here? History shows prohibition doesn't work. Well, I would say, yeah, prohibition doesn't work, but I do think you should prohibit heroin and yaba and some of these more dangerous drugs, because they are dangerous, you know. There's no reason for those to be, you know, they don't cause any positive things to happen in your life. Hey, let's go and shoot up a bunch of heroin and we're going to become great businessmen. Most of the time that doesn't happen. Not most, all of the time. It doesn't happen. All right, a little weed, you know, it's like, you know, if I was to smoke a cigarette or a cigar, it would probably get me high as hell. This is what happens when somebody doesn't eat enough bread. Gennaro, what are these little digs at me? What do you mean I don't eat enough bread? What happens? What happens when I don't eat enough bread? Enlighten me. No alert necessary. Gennaro, I think the dispensaries, wait a minute here, 30 baht a pre-roll, why wouldn't you? That's some dirt weed here, because they don't usually sell them at that price here. And while I don't smoke any and I don't use any now, in that regard, I can tell you that is dirt cheap. And I know somebody who had told me about these specials that they had for like 2 for 1, and the price was actually reasonable. And also, I heard that in California, the weed industry has plummeted. The price of things has plummeted there because of the saturation, and that will eventually happen here. There's probably there's a weed shop right over here. I don't think it opens until 1 o'clock or something like that. But there's a weed shop right here. There's several weed shops down the street. They're everywhere. I think it would be a serious mistake for them to just shut down the industry and go, okay, it's medical only. It's too late. That ship has sailed, boys and girls. But if Shinawatra gets into power, I don't know. He vehemently is against drugs, so anything can happen. Gennaro, I think the dispensaries are much more expensive. I get from the street stalls, had to wake the young fellow up a couple of times. Well, Dowlow, you are correct. The dispensaries are a little bit more expensive on the whole, and I'm not saying you can't find good stuff for cheap. You can, but for the most part, 30 baht is dirt cheap, and you're gonna get junk. Now, it may do the trick for you, it may do the trick for me, I don't know. You know, I guess what one man's treasure is another man's, what is it? What's that saying? I can't remember. One man's garbage is another man's treasure. My hope is to score PT 41 in Thailand when I retire in 2041. I don't know, what is PT 141? By then you'll finally find something else. Hottie alert, no, she's definitely not a hottie. I prefer liquid bread, aka beer. Your brain gets carb deleted. That's how deleted my brain is right now. Prices in US have crashed. $400 a pound now. 2 years ago, it was $2,600 a pound. Okay, so we do have some, yeah, one man's poison, whatever it might be. I have a line group with all the Farang and some Thai growers. Excellent prices, not anything near shop tour prices. Yeah, you got to look around. I mean, you know, and you find your specialty places. You find your places that have what you want and what you like, and you stick with them. That's my opinion. Glycogen depleted. Okay, but what does that mean? What have I misread? Get out of here. I haven't misread anything. All you guys can stick it where the sun don't shine, all right? Let me go on here. Fact box. The next person, Jurin Laksanawisit. Jurin, 67, of the Democrat Party, is seen as part of the conservative establishment. The party has lost support in recent years because of defections, and Jurin aims to revitalize it as it competes for the traditional conservative vote in the South and Bangkok. Okay, so I made a mistake, okay? Sorry. Get over it. Depleted. I can read. Your brain gets carb depleted. Screw you guys, all right? You guys can kiss where the sun don't shine. And since we're on HBO, oh wait a minute, since we're on YouTube, that's my big white behind. Okay, so that's the Democrat Party. And finally, Srita Tawisin. Srita Tawasin. Srita, 60, quit his job as the chief executive of luxury real estate developer Sansira on Tuesday. He is widely expected to be named as prime minister candidate for Phuket. His name on the ticket, analysts say, balances out Pat Tongtan's perceived inexperience. Sreta is known for sharing his views on Twitter and is popular with the business community. All right. Is there anybody on this list that anybody likes? Not me. What do I know, though? I don't profess to be the political guru here. I'm not a political analyst. I'm just telling you, this information comes from Reuters. And I would say, in my opinion, just from what I've seen and what I've heard, good morning, Andy. Shinawatras, the favorite, Anatin's behind her, and then maybe, what's his name, Prayut comes after that. Well, there you go. Well, the only reason that you should care is because whoever gets elected may or may not, and that remains to be seen, have an effect on how expats are treated and the different laws that are passed, and you know, if depending on who is elected, it could mean the difference between a 45-day visa exemption being passed or not being passed, and it being 30 days. Some people care about that stuff. I don't really care. It never bothered me much, the fact that it was 30 days instead of 45 days, because you can get an extension. And if you want an extension, it's 60 days. You got 60 days. That's 2 months in Thailand. I understand that might not be enough, but then you can always leave the country for a day and come back and get another 2 months. So there is 4 months in the country. If you're a tourist, isn't 4 months enough in one country? If you want to stay longer, then get a tourist visa. Pregnant ladies are sexy. If they're having a girl, it's like, oh God. I can't even read that. Let me guess, they'll change the visa rules again. Well, they might. They might. I like to put it another way, and that is they may move the goalpost. Glad I haven't moved there yet. Best to wait and see. Yeah, I can't read I can no longer read his sick comments, because I already, believe me, I know just how sick he is. And he's a sick, sick man. Yeah. Sick. He's sick. All right, so that does it for that. But let me see here. I know there was something else I wanted to talk about here. Where are we for time? You see, I'm gonna look at something here. I just look at these alerts that I get every so often. And Thailand air pollution, smoke from forest fires blankets Chiang Mai. We already know that Chiang Mai is one of the worst places in the world for pollution. So do I care about that? Yes. You know why I care about it? Because I'm not going to move to Chiang Mai unless they clean up everything. You know, they're making it smells like quiche, and it smells really, really good. Let's see, what else do we have? The thunder and lightning in Patna, but no rain now. It's just a laugh. I think really most politicians, they are a laugh. However, sometimes they do something worthwhile, once in a great while. And other times, they just destroy everything. And I think that's where we are in the United States. I think the bickering between political parties has gone way, way too far. And I don't care who you like. They're all a bunch of assholes. And I don't think much higher of Thai politicians. So there you go. You know my opinion of all of them. Generally, a politician is farther down the line than a lawyer. They're completely full of shit. They're out for themselves. They're out to line their pockets. That's my opinion, like it or not. Let's see here. Okay, here's something here. American expat baffled over shock Easter egg discovery in Australia. I'm embarrassed. Nobody thought to tell me that Australian Easter eggs are made of chocolate. Now, how important is this? This is on a news site, 7news.com.au. Tate Wayne from California expressed her confusion when she was told to bring an Easter egg to an Easter egg exchange at an event over the long weekend. She brought an egg. She thought she brought plastic eggs full of different candy. She's kind of cute, but She asked her Australian boyfriend for clarification on the sizing of the egg. I've never seen the man more confused. He said, no, you need a chocolate Easter egg. You need to bring a chocolate Easter egg. Now, this is a perfect example. This is like, you know, oh, Kim Kardashian is getting married for the 19th time. Who gives a shit? How important is it? No, jokes have no boundary. I understand that. Just your jokes happen to be sick. I mean, this is the news nowadays. I can go to CNN, I can go to Fox, and I guarantee you I'm going to find some ridiculous news. Oh, this is Fox News, apparently. What is this? Why am I getting, on Fox News, why am I getting Gordon Ramsay? I mean, he's a good chef, apparently, but, like, why am I getting him on the site? It never ends. It never ends. We're living in a circus. That's what we're living in. And now my internet is not working so well. Yeah, I saw that the CASHAPP founder was murdered. I mean, why? I don't know why he was murdered. Was it a random thing? I didn't read about it or anything like that. I don't know anything about it, but I don't get it. I don't understand a lot of things, and I just have given up on, you know. All right, you go have your walk, Dallo. When I get out of here, I got to walk around myself. I got some things I got to go do. Tried to ask for help. They drove away. He was stabbed, died at the hospital. That's horrible, man. Why is my internet not working? It's always Starbucks. This is Starbucks internet. The reason I had problems earlier is because Starbucks internet wants to always connect. You can hit don't connect and it'll come back. And they always want to connect, and it affects the 4G on my phone and being able to connect up and stream. And now, because I'm on the internet again, their network is not connecting. Yeah, game over. Game over. So I do want to talk about some of the issues in the United States, because I think they're so ludicrous and so stupid. And people are so worried about them, and people are freaking out in America about things, and it's like, oh, shut up. Shut your pie hole. All right, let me see here. The French president told his Chinese counterpart that he was counting on him to reason with Russia and to help end the war in Ukraine. Oh, shut up. Shut up. He's not going to reason with anybody. He didn't care about anything but China. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Here's one. Ben Affleck speaking fluent Spanish is freaking people out. It's tripping people out. How important is that to us in the world? Oh, Ben Affleck speaks Spanish. Scott Mallon speaks Thai, and he speaks a little bit of Spanish himself. How important is that to you? Basically, I can whittle down everything. Yeah, exactly. He's a whack job. He's a nutcase. He's a piece of garbage, in my opinion. All right, I don't even want to... What is this? Hollywood mogul's Democrat daughter slams San Fran after CASHAPP founder's murder. Yeah, I don't even see it on here. You know, his murder is not even on the main site. All we hear is about the, I don't even want to say the word. Not that it's going to matter. Not that it matters one bit. All right, let me see something here. I gotta take another look and verify something here. Okay. Anyway, I don't think it's any surprise that there's just, I heard somebody say something the other day, and it was something to the effect that the media is no longer truly media. They are basically just an entertainment websites, that they're just for people's entertainment. They're not for anything other than that. Well, you know, the problem with the Rumble as I see it right now, I mean, it's great that it's free, but I can't earn any money on it. I mean, maybe I can, but I don't have enough subscribers. So go over to my, if you look up an American in Bangkok on Rumble, you can find my site. I think if you go to my channel, you click on my name, it will tell you in the header, there is a link to Rumble. And the more people I get, the better. And the more people that what I may start doing is just, you know, do one a week or something, just to build, that's not on YouTube, just to build things up. But to me, Rumble is a better way to go, because I mean, I can't even insinuate something that tells you what the subject is without being demonetized. And you know what really pisses me off, it's something that do you still comb your hair or shower daily? Who are you talking to? Anything new since your retirement? Oh, you're talking to Gennaro. Yeah, I don't have any hair, obviously. Yeah, I think the thing about Rumble is I want to see Rumble do really well. Hygiene, what is it? Cleanliness is next to godliness. It's pretty important. My time is limited, so I only watch an American in Bangkok. Good thing to say, thank you. The problem is money. It's always about the money with me. Why am I going to go on Rumble exclusively if I'm not earning much and I have less than a dozen subscribers? I mean, every video that goes up on YouTube goes up on Rumble. I can earn if the videos do well, but because people watch me predominantly here and I don't get all that many views, although I do have more subscribers than in the past, I gotta earn money, otherwise it's not worth my time. You know, I'm not like sitting around going, oh, I got nothing to do. Sometimes I got nothing to do, and that's okay. That's the thing. I am 60 years old. I got things to do. I got things that I do with my family, with my kids, you know, exclusively one of them or both of them, or with my wife alone. We do things alone sometimes. And now I'm really into the, you know, trying to get my health back to where I'm close to where I used to be. I'm kind of fit. I'm getting into the exercise routine and all that other kind of stuff. So I got my own stuff to do. And then we have this trip coming up. And then keeping up with this channel. So I got my own stuff to do. And so to go on Rumble, you know, it's got to pay. To go exclusively over there, it's got to pay. And, you know, do a crafted cross post, do a half-hour exclusive content on Rumble about chicks. Yeah, that's something I thought about, and I really need to do a test stream on Rumble to see how that works. You know, they do have members only. I do have members only on my YouTube here, but that, you know, it doesn't really do enough. So, but I like Rumble as a whole. I like it more than any other. Was planning to take up golf again, but I screwed up my right hand. If it doesn't heal back to normal, I can't. Let me tell you something. I was talking to you guys earlier about how I met up with Mr. Tom, who's been on the stream and on the show several times. We've talked with him several times. And he was cutting some wood, and apparently the saw that he had was cutting the wood. It bounced up, and then it bounced up and bounced down and hit him on the hand, and it sliced like from like here over. It just completely, he could have cut his hand off. He sliced his hand. I don't know how many stitches, but it was a lot. And there was some tendon damage. He had to go in and have surgery to reattach the tendon in his hand, and he was going to do it at Ramkhamhaeng Hospital. They wanted almost 250,000 baht. He went into a government hospital, and it cost him 16,000 and some change, and his insurance covered most of it. So he saved a bundle of money, and he got everything taken care of. He's very fortunate because he could have lost his hand. What is this? Been over a month, still the same, fell at the bottom of the stairs while holding my dog, and left hand, right hand took the fall. Well, that's what happens when you get older. You start falling more. So prepare yourself. I have to be very careful walking down my stairs in my house because the stairs are quite steep, and sometimes we don't have the light on, and I always hold on to the rail because I know sometimes I'm just walking down and I'm like thinking about something, I'm lackadaisical, and boom, I miss a step, and then that's it, you fall. And like with me, I'm like, knowing me, I'll fall and I'll do the somersault down the stairs and crack my head on the wall, and that'll be it. I'm done. So you got to be careful. Definitely. All right, so let me see here. Now, I was going to talk about this. I saw this thing on Lonely Planet, and I'll be honest, I don't give Lonely Planet a whole lot of credence anymore. They're not like they used to be to me. I don't want, this is the thing, who wants feel good only, watch what you say articles? I don't. I want the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want the truth. And what I find is that most websites now, they don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to say the good, the bad, and the ugly. I like both places, but if I was to pick between Bali and Phuket, I would pick Bali. First of all, it's a larger island. It's much larger. It's about 10 times larger than Phuket. And second of all, I like listen, I love Thai people, and I love their way, their general characteristics, if we are going to stereotype. However, when you go to a place like Phuket, where it is tourism driven, their attitude versus, and I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm not saying just because you go to a tourism area they're going to be bad. That's not true. But I find there to be more asshole ties in a lot of the tourism in areas such as Phuket, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, the areas in Bangkok that are tourist related, predominantly for tourists. I think Bali is better. That's my opinion. I think Bali is much, much better. Thank you very much there, Adam. Glad you could make it, and thank you, Choke D to you. Appreciate you joining, and thank you very much for the contribution. But there are two people here. I guess one lives in Phuket, and the other lives in Bali, and they wrote about the positives and negatives. And the one thing is that, Southeast Asia, there are plenty of places to choose from that are reasonably priced, where you can have a high quality of living for a reasonable price, and you know, you can have a good life. And that's the thing, there's a lot of choices. Now, to you guys who want to play golf, good on you. I tried playing golf when I was younger. I didn't like it. Jono loves it, and Jono is doing quite well. However, he does have a problem with the pollution, and he has been saying that he's had a sore throat lately, and he thinks it's because he can taste the pollution, and that the pollution is so bad now. Yeah. Now, real quick, I'm looking at this list here of world's best cities for public transportation. Number 19 is Mumbai, number 18 is Beijing, number 17 is Chicago, number 16 is Montreal, number 15 is New York, number 14 is Paris, France, number 13 is Edinburgh, number 12 is Madrid, number 11 is London, number 10 is Amsterdam, number 9 is Shanghai, number 8 is Taipei, number 7 is Hong Kong, number 6 is Singapore, number 5 is Stockholm, Sweden, number 4 is Copenhagen, Denmark, number 3 is Tokyo, Japan, number 2 is Prague, Czechoslovakia, and number 1 is Berlin. Where is Thailand? Where is Bangkok? I guess they forgot to put it on the list. Yeah, I didn't see Singapore's number 6. I don't know how they don't have Thailand on the list for that. I don't really see that. You don't want to play golf with me because I would suck. And I would hold everybody up. Get grumpy out on the course. You're not going to get me out on the course. You'd be better off getting me in a boxing gym. Boxing gym or just a gym. I'd rather be in a gym than playing golf. Yeah, so I'll be going to Bali again on the way home from South Korea and Japan in July. Ah, good. You taking your clubs to Thailand? Yes, because they were expensive and I was fitted for them. I have to buy some. Quit playing in 2006 because my arm was going numb. Well, at least you could go out and hit some balls with Jono. You know, I would do that. I would go out with a driver and see if I could, I could actually hit the ball. I would do that. Listen, golf is a good reason. If you want to move to Pattaya or you want to move to Thailand, golf is a good reason. If you're an avid golfer, especially if you get an elite visa, golf is something that you might want to look into here. It's not my kind of game. Degenerative disc disease, but I can do it again. I got degenerative bone disease, and it ain't fun. It's the reason for some of my pain. Although it has gotten a little bit better as I've dropped weight, which is a good reason not to gain weight. Hitting balls with Gennaro is different than hitting balls with Chucky. Ugh, Chucky. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, guys. All I can think about now when I hear the name Chucky is 2/4 Asian, his little icon, his little thing that he puts up sometime of Chucky's butt crack. It's too much for me. The best thing you can do for yourself is quit drinking and smoking like there's no tomorrow because your wish will be granted. I don't drink or smoke, and if I do drink, it's maybe once a year, twice a year. And yeah, sometimes I'll have 5 or 6 shots of tequila. I don't have the desire anymore. It's just, again, I will say this. What do you get from it? Kind of like, what do you get from the news other than irritated and, oh my God, can you believe that? Can you believe she said that? What? Okay, so now what? Nothing. There's nothing left. You know, I look at it this way. Leave me alone. Don't spam me. Don't send your messages. There is one thing that I hate. Getting a message from some spammer. Hey, buddy, I just want to hey, so-and-so. It's not even my name. It's, hey, an American in Bangkok. And then they follow up. Hey, I'm just following up. Do you want me to develop your website? I'd really love to. Listen, dude, get out of my website. Don't call me. Don't email me. Don't message me. Leave me alone. If you want to message me, do so through my website with something useful. Other than that, become a member. Otherwise, I don't want to talk to you. It's no offense. I don't have time in the day to be dealing with this bullshit. Spammers and all these guys asking me questions. Byeเลย. You understand? Go on, get out of here. Well, Jono likes the caddies at his golf course. He likes the caddies. You're not dragging me anywhere. I can tell you that right now. I've made a decision in my life that I am not going to waste time any longer. You know? While I make a little bit of money from streams and from YouTube, and it's definitely helpful, and I really appreciate it because you guys have helped me to travel, which was one of the original goals, but also to help me put my kids through school. You guys have helped. You've been a part of that. At least some of you. And I appreciate that. But I have told myself, and I've talked to quite a few people about this, Jono included, Tom included, many people have talked about it. And I've mentioned it on the stream more than once. Once you start getting older, like me, I start thinking to myself, I don't know how much time I got left. I might have 5 minutes, I might have 5 years, I might have 50 years. But I can tell you this, tragedy aside, I don't have nearly as much time in front of me as I have behind me. And so I think it's important to make useful time of all your, everything that you do. I think it needs to be useful, what you do. And that could be doing nothing. Sometimes doing nothing is something that you need to do. Oh my God, here we go. Cut your living expenses in half by moving to these destinations. All right, let me just look at them real. Oh God, okay. First, Medellin, Colombia. Average expat spends $55 on utilities per month. $55? I just told you guys I spent this month is $230. That's just, then there's another 15 on the water. So let's say 250. Then there's the internet, that's 25, 275, and then there's what else is there? Let's say $300 a month I'm spending on utilities. Okay, so Medellin is one. Number two, Chitre, Panama. I don't know what it is about Panama, but I am not thrilled about Panama. I've been there. I'm not thrilled with Panama or Nicaragua as expat destinations. They're low on the totem pole for me. But Chitre, Panama, it says those seeking a slower pace of life while maintaining access to plenty of culture and amenities can find it in Chitre. Located on the Azuera Peninsula, the city is known for its colonial charm. It's easy to navigate much of Chitre's central area on foot, where you'll find parks, small shops, food stands, and bakeries. Because this quiet beach town isn't a popular tourist destination, prices are low. Rent for a two-bedroom home ranges from $450 to $800 a month. And if you shop for groceries at local markets, you can spend as little as $100 a month. Get the fungulo out of here. $100 a month. Yeah, scraping by. I guarantee you, you'll be scraping by. Forbes reported you can get by without a car. Okay. But if you choose to have one, expect to spend about $60 a month on gas and maintenance. You will want air conditioning, so be prepared to spend about $125 per month on utilities. So there goes that 55. What did they say here? Where did I say 55 bucks a month? That was in Medellin. In Medellin, it's easy to navigate the city via public transport, so you can ditch all the expenses that come along with having a car. Plus, there's no shortage of things to do with a plethora of parks, libraries, museums, and nature reserves to explore, not to mention great coffee. In addition to saving on utilities and transportation, you'll also save big on housing. The average 2-bedroom apartment in the central area rents for $550, and you can find even cheaper housing in less central area. Compare that to $1,855 per month the average American household spends on housing. Okay, number 3, and this is why I bring this list up, another list. I'm big on the lists. Pattaya, Thailand. If you love the beach, Pattaya may be your ideal international destination. The resort town is located 2 hours southwest of Bangkok, really an hour and a half if you're hauling ass, and offers no shortage of beaches and beach activities, including windsurfing, water skiing, and snorkeling. Thrill seekers will also find plenty to do with bungee jumping, no thank you, skydiving, no thank you, and go-karting, okay, all easily accessible. Or if you prefer a more laid-back activity, there are plenty of golf resorts in the area. Housing is very affordable. You can rent a 2-bedroom condo just minutes from the beach for around $500. Actually, if you go to Pattaya Bob's condo, you can get it for even less than that. Food is also, and I got a video, I should put that video up at the end of this stream. It tells you where. Food is also more affordable, so expect savings about 40% to what you spend in the United States. Listen, I have not totaled up my spending for last month, but I probably spent 18,000 baht on groceries last month. I need to figure it out. I need to add it all up, and I'm almost there to where I'm ready to do that. But that's a lot. Granted, some of that is for the family. Everybody is using it, especially Alex. But my wife now, she basically eats whatever she wants on her own, unless we plan on having a big dinner, and she gets her own food. Getting around Pattaya is also cheap. There's no need for cars, and if you use a mix of rideshare services and public transportation, you can expect this to spend around $115 a month on transportation. I don't know where they get this, because you could spend even less than that, especially if you're taking the bot buses. There's a significant savings from the $913 per month that the average American household spends on transportation. Forbes estimates you could cover your basic living expenses in Pattaya for around $1,400 per month. Now that's pretty accurate. So more destinations. 3 more destinations for you to think about, Gennaro. Gary Player is 87 and still whacks that golf ball. Okay, that's nice. It's good to know. All my friends are dead. I don't drink muddy water, but one could save money. Exactly, that's the way that I think. And what's so funny is, yeah, come here with $1,400. And you're some guy who likes to run around and go party all the time. That is nowhere near enough. Especially if you're running around in Pattaya doing what most guys do. That's all I'm gonna say. That's not enough. Now, if you're some guy who wants to sit and go have a nice meal and then have a coffee and go back to your room and chill out and, read, watch movies, go out once a week, okay, it's enough. But if you really want to party, it's nowhere near a month. Nowhere near enough. I'm telling you, if you really want to have a good life, I mean here, anywhere, you need between at least bare minimum. You want to have a really good life, like you can party when you want, you can do it, $2,500 to $5,000, and that is low end. That's not like living it up big time. You're not going out buying designer clothing. You're not going out buying Boss shirts and Gucci cologne and this and that. You know, you're just not. You're not going to be doing that. A lot of people out today because it's a Friday. Yeah. All right, let me read this here. Gated community is great in Panama. Problem is you're stuck in Panama. Panama is supposedly the hardest, roughest jungle land navigation course in the military. Wished I would have a go at it. Loved land navigation. Very tropical there. Yeah. To live that lifestyle, $2,000 a month. Thailand is a bit of a desert in comparison. Michael Lee, hello, holy crap, everyone is still on here. I know I've missed a lot, but I had to hit the gym this morning and start the day. Well, I know about that because I've been hitting the gym early in the morning. Yesterday I was there at about 6 in the morning. I got to plug in here. Hang on a second. I got to plug in, unplug the mic because the battery's going dead. I like going early, you know why? Because you get it out of the way, you get it done. And then if you want to do something, if you do it at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, there's really almost nobody in the gym, which means you have the gym to yourself. And then if you really want to, you can go later in the afternoon and train in the afternoon. You can do, you get two in a day. Thailand has tigers. Hell yes, Scott, I was there at 15. A person can live on 1/5 in Florida of what you can in California or New York. Well, that's because Florida is a better state than both of those states. Florida is better. Simple as that. It's better. It's just better. California, I lived there. I lived there from the time I was about, 21, 22. I lived there for about 10 years. And when I initially went there, it was supposed to be this great place, free place, where everything starts out in California, and then everybody wants to do like the Californians, and chicks are always geared up for the summer, and guys are getting fit, and they want to go out in the summer and see if they can get themselves a hot chick or chicks or whatever. And those are the days of the Beach Boys. That's a long time ago. Nowadays, it's not the same. I don't even want to get into it. Look at San Francisco. Look at all these places. And, Jono is one who has repeated this to me many, many times. He said, listen, you're living in San Francisco now. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. And if you want to live well, it's going to cost you even more. Yeah, there's a few people, but not very many. I mean, it's not like if you go in the afternoon, it's, after work, people are there. There's 100 people in the gym. But if you go at 5 or 6, there's like 3 or 4 people. The weather is what I would miss the most in Los Angeles. No, I don't miss the weather. I don't miss the weather. Moving from Los Angeles, the weather, you'll get over that. What I miss about living in the United States, honestly, is food. I miss my mother's home cooking. I miss dolphin, the fish, not like flipper. I miss eating dolphin on a regular basis. I miss key lime pie. I miss rum cake from Jamaica. you know, and I miss being able to hang out and have nice dinner, a nice dinner with my family and friends, and you know, you sit there and BS for hours over dinner. I miss all that, and I do miss the vibe in Florida. In South Florida, the vibe's very good, and it always has been. Now, what I do see more and more happening in Florida is one of those places where a lot of these Instagram models, which to me, I can't get into the whole online thing. I just don't like it. Chicks go on Instagram to be seen, to find guys who are gonna fork over money to them. And a lot of them, they're in Florida. They think their shit don't stink. You know, and it's like, come on. You think you're the only women? You think you're the only women in the world? Come on. Liam, did you not hear what I said? The fish, not flipper, the porpoise. People don't know about dolphin, the fish. Most people in Florida just say dolphin. If you say you're eating something, I'm gonna have a nice dolphin fillet of dolphin, breaded, stuck in what do you call it? Marinated in wine, and then you soak it in egg, and then you put very fine breadcrumbs on it, and you fry it up in some butter and some garlic, and it's fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful fish. They get very big, and the meat it's the best fish, the best eating fish that I've ever had. For me, it's the most delicious fish that I've ever had, and I truly miss that. And anytime I can get mahi at a reasonable price anywhere, I'll get it, because I just love it so much. And conch fritters, I miss the conch fritters as well. Ash, oh my goodness, what a special day today is. No worries, Liam, no worries. I kind of figured a lot of people assume that. And actually, I will be in Dublin in about how many days? What's today? 7th? 21. And another, about 50 days. I will be in Dublin for the day. I'm spending the day in Dublin with the family. And I'm gonna have myself a Guinness from some non-touristy pub, and go see a couple of things in the, you know, in the main area there. You know, it sounds to me like I need to buy some fish today. You live in Dublin, oh, cool, man. It'd be my first time there. My mother loves Ireland. She said, I would love to live in Ireland. She said, I think you would love to live in Ireland aside from the weather. If the weather was better, I would recommend you live in Ireland because it's such a nice place. So, Monash, how the hell are you? Yeah, exactly, Wesley. If I want something, I don't want the Thai version of it. I want the original version. I actually had salmon last night. Tilapia, you know, it's okay. It's a cheap fish. Any kind of white fish, you know, a lot of them are just cheap. I go to Thailand roughly for 16 weeks of the year. Oh, well, that's the kind of the way to do it now. You know, you come here and you have your fun for a few months, and then you bail and you go back home. Chilean sea bass, yeah, sea bass is pretty good. I like grouper, snapper, but really the king, the best for me is mahi-mahi. And I can't get any in the grocery. And I've been trying to determine where are we going to shop that is convenient. And the only place I can come up with is Villa Market, and it's not real close to our house. I don't want to go to Foodland. Yeah, I mean, for me, dolphin is, you know, I suspect it has something to do with the fact that my mother used to make it all the time. We used to go fishing. My family used to go fishing out in the ocean, and what we were usually after was dolphin, snapper, grouper, yellowtail, those kind of fish down in Florida, South Florida. But it probably has something to do with the fact that my mother used to make it, and flounder's good, yeah. She used to make it, and it was so good, and I was a kid, and I grew up eating it. So now I have this hankering for it. And also, so I'm sure she'll make some. I'm sure she'll make some when we go home, and I'm sure that she will make some crab cakes, which Nicholas loves crab cakes. So we'll have that. I love crab cakes. If you've ever had rainbow trout is good. I've caught a dozen trout at a lake. I just went to a lake with my buddy and his wife one day out in Bishop, California. Beautiful place. And which probably would be a good place to live actually now, if it wasn't in California. And we went out into the hills where I found this place to go to, and we went out into the hills, and there's nobody around. I mean, if there was a bear there, we would have been screwed. But it was in a little valley, and I saw this lake. I'm like, looks like a good place to start fishing. As soon as I threw in the bait, boom, I caught a fish. And then I caught another, I caught about a dozen, 10 or 12, and we, filleted them all and ate them. Within an hour, we were all full. I like baked redfish. Redfish, yeah. So you were off to Ireland. How long? What led to that trip? I recall you saying your family was from there. I've eaten a lot of big mouth bass, popular here. Yeah, me too. In Florida, there's a lot of bass. Well, Monash, the Dublin trip, the Ireland trip is just a layover. We actually fly to Abu Dhabi. If in Dublin, get out of the tourist city center, get a $15 taxi ride to the suburbs walking town. Okay. The Halfway House pub, great food, great people, and one of the best pint of Guinness in Ireland. All right, thanks for that. Appreciate that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Abu Dhabi. We got about a 4-hour layover, three and a half hour layover in Abu Dhabi. And then from there we fly to Dublin. And we have a 9-hour layover, so it's not very long. But it's enough time to go out into Dublin and to do a couple of things. And then from there we go to Lisbon, and I want to check that out, see how things are going there. Maybe we'll go down to the Algarves. I don't know if we have time. And then from there we fly to Miami, where we'll hang out with my parents and my sister. And then from there we go to Guayaquil in Ecuador. And then we go back to, let me think here. We go back to Florida, spend some time there. Okay, €570. Okay, that's not bad, because we're all going to be getting one. Everybody in the family is going to have a pint of Guinness. It's mandatory. From the O'Malley family, we all have to have the O'Malley pint of Guinness. And so then we go back to Florida, stay there for, 4 or 5 more days, a week, something like that. And then from there we fly to Amsterdam, where we have 2 days in Amsterdam. Then we go back to Lisbon, and we have 3 days and 2 nights there, and then we come back to Bangkok. So it's a big trip. It's a hell of a long trip. So, but I'm looking forward to that. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. When are you going to let Coconut Girl come back to Thailand from Perth? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot, Mr. Monash. You know, I thought about going to one of his pubs or one of his hotels. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that much of a fanboy of anybody. You know, really. If I bumped into him, it'd be great to meet him, but I'm not going to go out of my way. I wouldn't mind bumping into, what's his name, Shane McGowan from the Pogues. I do like the Pogues. Yeah, Monash, now the Coconut Girl is no longer a girl, she's an older woman. And I don't know that even you would be interested in her. I don't know. I'm not into the whole drinking thing, you know, like I'm gonna go there and drink some proper 12 whiskey. Nah. You know, and quite frankly, I mean, I appreciate what he's accomplished, which is quite a bit in a relatively short period of time. He's done a lot. But do I really feel the need to go to one of his places? No. There are other places I want to see. I've got a long list, and quite honestly, I'm probably only going to get to go to 2 or 3 of the places because of time constraints. So, you know, yeah, he's funny. He is funny. Yeah, man, you know, I'm really sorry to see that. Last I saw some picture of him or some video of him, and he was in a wheelchair, which is sad. But you know, I believe that guy's had one hell of a life. You know, he's got teeth now. He's got teeth now. He did a whole thing where he had his what do you call him? He had him put in. He had fake teeth put in. Implants. He's got a nice set of teeth. He's got a nice set of choppers now. But you know, his health is bad. And this is something that I've become, you know, somewhat obsessed about. And you know, Carnival Chronicles knows the whole story, and he's the one who kind of set me off on this path now. Because he dropped a bunch of weight and he looked a lot better and a lot healthier, and he has a lot of knowledge because he became obsessed with the whole keto and carnivore thing, and it's something that now I'm you know, I always thought it was kind of invincible, you know, it's not going to happen to me, but you know you're not. And so now I'm a little more obsessive about eating right and exercising, doing something just to be able to hold on a little bit longer. I'm trying to get more healthy and squeeze out a few more years. That's exactly what it is. You know, I want to be the guy who, well, I'd like to be the guy who, my wife and I live to be quite old, and we're walking down the beach as old people, and, you know, by old I mean 80, 90 years old. As long as I don't need the Pampers or, you know, diapers, that's okay. Everything's good. So, anyway, getting back to the whole Phuket versus Bali, you know, I lived in Phuket for a while. Maybe if I lived in Bali, I would have different feelings about it, but I personally like Bali much better than I like Phuket. Now, if I lived there, maybe my feelings would change. Maybe I would see Bali as a place where, there's too many touts and the people are too jaded. But I did not see that when I went there. Now, I've only been to Bali once. I've been to Phuket many, many times, and like I said, I lived there for a little more than a year. And just from my experience, I like Bali better. Indonesia really gives Thailand a good run for their money as a tourist destination. You know? Well, I mean, when it comes down to it, the other thing that I've thought about is it's all about making it as long as you can and doing as many fun things as you can in your life and doing things that are worthwhile, not only to yourself, but to others. You know, so hopefully through my YouTube channel, I have helped some people. I know in boxing, I helped some people. I know as a writer, I helped some people. Yeah, okay, be scared to exchange money then, okay? You gotta be so careful. You gotta be so careful exchanging money. You know, yeah, my eye itches right now. I don't know, I got a little itch in there. McGregor's Pub, the Black Forge, is a 2-minute walk across the road from the halfway house in Washington, Dublin. His prices are a good bit higher for his food and drink, and his Guinness no good. There you go. I've been following this Dead Horse YouTuber. He's in Bali now. It seems like a chill place to visit, but dirty with lots of trash around. It depends on where you go in Bali, seriously. Because, like I said, Bali is quite a bit bigger than Phuket. Quite a bit bigger. I mean, if you come to Bangkok, you're going to find some really clean neighborhoods, but you're going to find some that are absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going to McGregor's pub, or I think he's got 3 pubs. You know, I mean, it would be nice if I met up with the guy. Hey, man, I came to Ireland for the day and I met Conor McGregor. Cool. All right. Hey, man, you know, watched a lot of your fights. Good. Listen, Gennaro, you're making assumptions. I will tell you that right now. You're making assumptions. I went to a beach. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I went, let me see here, hang on a second here. Gotta go, good hearing from you again, Monash, later. So what do you gotta do, go walk the dog? Buddy, you are so full of crap, and you're gone. See you later. You sound just like the other guy the other day. Oh, they gotta be scared to exchange money. Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot. That's why you're gone. You're gone because you're a moron who comes in here trying to shake things up. Goodbye. I don't know who you're talking about, Gennaro, but yeah, I said that, Andy. It's 10 times bigger than Phuket, and I think it's far better than Phuket, if you ask me. I know there are some absolutely beautiful, stunning views from Phuket and some places. But Bali is huge. Indonesia on the whole is, I don't know, I think has as much or more than Thailand, but I don't think they have, aside from maybe Bali, I don't think they have marketed the country as much as Thailand has. I don't know, I could be wrong. Were you ever in Georgetown, Penang? I went to Penang. I'm going to take a week back in Thailand. Never been to Malaysia. Any thoughts? I think if you're going to come to Thailand and you want to go to Malaysia, great. But I wouldn't go to Malaysia only. I think you'd be missing out if you don't come to Thailand. I haven't spent a huge amount of time in Malaysia. I really, Bali is one of my, Bali, and I will say the Netherlands, not just Amsterdam, because Amsterdam was not the place that I fell in love with in the Netherlands. It was Breda, in the south of the Netherlands, on the border of Belgium. I didn't like Rotterdam or Utrecht as much as I liked Breda and Amsterdam. Amsterdam is one of my favorite places. Bali is one of my favorite places. Despite having a love-hate with Bangkok, Bangkok is one of my favorite places. Plus there's several beaches that I really like here. So the thing with Southeast Asia is there's a lot to do, a lot of places to see. But, something else that I don't think everybody realizes is that over the years, I've been to Myanmar probably a dozen times. I've been to Cambodia 50 plus times. I've been to Indonesia probably half a dozen times. I've been to Laos, 4 or 5 times. Malaysia I've been to a couple of times, but really only I think I spent 2 days there once and 1 night there another time. And so, you can travel around Southeast Asia. There's plenty to see. I've been to the Philippines probably a dozen times and traveled all around there. And after a while, this is the reason that I wanted to do a journey where we stopped off in Europe is not only for my family, but also for me. Because I don't want to go straight, I didn't want to just fly to the United States. Oh, we're in the United States, okay, great. Oh, it's good to be home. Let me see how things are, and then fly back to Bangkok. No, I want a little something different, which is why I chose for us to stop in Europe, and also for us to go to Ecuador, because Ecuador is quite a bit different from where I've been lately, many times. I've been to Panama, Nicaragua, Colombia, Guyana in the past 10, 15 years. And it's just a nice change. It'll be a nice change to get away from here and get out of Asia. And then when I come back, I'll probably appreciate Thailand. Although I gotta say that there were a couple times I came back from Hong Kong to Thailand, and immediately I come out and I get myself a taxi. And one of the taxis that it's metered, it's got the slip, you got everything, and the guy's like, okay, 500 baht. And I'm like, dude, I got the slip right here. Turn on the meter or I'm getting out. Oh, sorry. I don't like that stuff. The only district that's not Muslim, Malay, so it's more relaxed. Krabi, okay. Gonna be doing the 2 months around Thailand. Just want to do Penang for a week, okay. Did Vietnam, Cambodia, love many parts of Bangkok, Phuket. Not really one of my favorite parts. Yeah, the thing with Phuket, and to a lesser extent, Pattaya, for me, they're both to me, they're similar because they are tourist destinations, but I like Pattaya more than I like Phuket. I'm just not big on Phuket. I'm not huge on Phuket. And, I had a chance to live there many years ago. My wife was thinking about, hey, should we move down there? And I was like, well, yeah, maybe. And then I started looking into it, and I'm glad I didn't move down there. So, something to think about there too, And Gennaro, for you, if you have the resources, I'm talking about financial resources, pick 3 places, pick your 3 favorite places and go to them. Spend a month in each of them. And then figure out what you want to do from there. You may still feel that Thailand is the best place for you, or you may feel that it's not. A lot of people love Malaysia as a place, as a place to move to. All roads for me lead back to Thailand. If I am not living in Australia, I suspect it varies for everyone. Like Malaysia. Borneo, Malaysia is cool as well. Yeah, I've been to Indonesian Borneo. I have not been to Malaysian Borneo. Hey Scott, tell us what you really think. I think I do. I think I'm pretty straight up. Putong tong. Scott putong tong. Means Scott speaks very straight. I'll just slow travel the region and play some golf courses. I don't know. I mean, pick your deal breakers. For me, a deal breaker now is pollution. I would never move anywhere. I will never move anywhere again that has a terrible air quality index rating. Once a year, twice a year, if something happens for a couple of days, okay, fine. But more than that, yeah, you know, it's too much. It's too much. Just avoid Patong. Krabi has a mix of everything. Yeah, Krabi has a mix of everything, but you know, to me, Krabi is a little bit boring. Unless you want to go island hopping or something like that. And Phuket is too touristy. I would stay on the outskirts of, I wouldn't want to live in the city of Krabi, but on the very edge where there's not many people, I am going to look at that. I am going to look at it as a place for us to get an apartment or a little condo or something. As well as, say, Cha'am, maybe Chanthaburi, I don't know. We'll see how the air pollution is in another 3 months. I mean, you know, would you really move to a place because they have the bot bus? Is that a reason to move to Pattaya? Transportation is great. I mean, you know, having good transportation is great, but I don't see the bot bus as being the sole reason to move to Pattaya. There's, you know, obviously there are many other reasons. I mean, Krabi is very beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful areas in Krabi. And for me, the reason that I'm even thinking about it is because it's a cheap the airfare is cheap. You can get a flight there anywhere from 2,500 baht to about 4,500 baht at any time. So that makes it relatively easy to go back and forth to Bangkok. And the flight is not all that long. You know. So there's a lot of things to think about. You know, the older you get, I think the more you think about, is this place going to have what I want? Whereas when you're younger, you're just going to be like, wow, it has this. It has all these beautiful women. I'm moving there. Brazil's awesome. I'm going to move to Rio because of all the beautiful women. Then you get there and you go, is there more to it than just this? And like I've always said, don't ever move anywhere. Sorry, Gennaro. I know this might be you, but don't ever move anywhere strictly for the women. And don't stay anywhere strictly for the women. Women are a dime a dozen. You find a good one, okay, that's different. But you better be good. Anyway, we're coming to the close of another stream here. A long stream, another long stream. This place is packed now. As we age, quietness, but a routine is nice of meeting friendly people, good food, and safety. Yeah, I don't want to surround myself with people that I don't particularly like or I don't particularly know very well. I don't want to be around them. It's not that I don't like people or don't like them in specifically. It's that I like my routines. I like meeting with people that I know they're not out to do something. They're not going to do something stupid in my presence that's going to cause me problems. And the novelty does wear off. I mean, to me, it's like, I hate to say this, but getting a woman in Thailand, especially if you're paying for them, Let's just put it that way. If you're paying for them, it's like going to 7-Eleven and buying a candy bar. Now, it takes no skill. If you want to be that kind of a guy and do that, okay, I understand the allure. You know, you pay them and they go away. But if you want to pay them and get them to fall in love with you, forget about it. Don't be an idiot. Most people will never pull that off. They better be shrewd men who know the rules of the game very, very well to make it work. If you just want to do things and, you know, sow your oats, we'll say, okay, fine, it's a good place. Have your fun, do your thing, but that will wear off after a while. You do sow your oats. You know, you do learn a little bit. And it's just like eating Thai food all the time. Eat Thai food all the time, and guess what? After a while, how many times you want to eat pad Thai every week? I love pad Thai so much, I'm going to have it 3 times a week. Okay, eat it 3 times a week. After 3 years, see if you want to eat it 3 times a week. Okay? Now, I will admit I have been having a hankering for Thai food lately because I haven't been eating it. We have to keep our minds occupied, maintaining a purpose to get up. For that, we need to make it happen. Something provides an escape. Yeah, for me, that is things like reading, writing, and also something that I used to do quite a bit, and I have not done it in recent years, and that is play chess. I used to play chess all the time, and now I found that it's something I enjoy. It's peaceful. I could put my headphones on and, you know, have ocean sounds or beach sounds, whatever it might be, and just play a game of chess or read a book, and that's great. As long as Sid's not jumping on my head, you know, which he's been quite a bit better now. Sid is like 3 years old now. And the other day I went outside. He's never struck me as the kind of cat that wants to get in fights with other cats. He's not some, you know, outdoor kitty cat that likes to get in brawls or anything like that. But lately I've noticed that, like, when cats come in our yard and we've let him out, he will go after them, and he is willing to do whatever it takes to get them out of our yard. He's very protective and territorial. Plenty of genuine girls all over. Just avoid tourist areas in the slums like Pattaya, Hua Hin, Monger Central. Well, I wouldn't call Hua Hin a slum, and I really wouldn't call Pattaya a slum either. They have their slum areas. But, you know, if you want to get a good woman, then get one that has something going on in her life. You know, pretty simple. If she's, you know, hitting the bar every night and partying her ass off until 4 in the morning and sleeping until 4 in the afternoon, okay, take your chances, roll the dice, you know, do what you want to do. But be prepared for the consequences, that's all. And there are plenty of genuine girls all over the world. Don't let people fool you. All this talk about how bad the women are and stuff, you know, some of it is about men gotta be men. Stand up for yourself and be a man. And provide a little something. You gotta provide something. I always say it, and I'm not gonna talk about it right now. But some of the things that, you know, guys have available, some of the resources guys have. I'm not talking about just financial. You gotta have something. Janara and I can sit there and draw hotties all day over a few cold beers, play she is mine, she is yours games. Well, you can. And, you know, it's been so long, honestly, it's been so long that I've been married now. I wouldn't even know how to act in a dating situation or anything like that. I don't even want to think about that. because nowadays things are different. You got all these people that are they're dating online. They're using Tinder. They're using whatever the Thai Friendly or whatever the app is now. That's how they do their, that's how they do their dating. Chantaburi's a nice place. Go see some rubies. Watch them sort the rubies there. Go to a good beach, have some seafood. Anyway, haughty alert, oh my God. Well, you already paid up today, Gennaro, so you're good. Never even used a dating app. That's how out of touch I am. Listen, I find it disgusting. Honestly, I find it disgusting to see women, as good looking or as ugly and fat as they may be, and they think they're hot. Go watch the what is it called? Fresh and Fit. Go watch Fresh and Fit and see some of these hooas on their show who actually believe that they're hot as hell. And it comes from men being so stupid and so desperate that they actually are willing to pay these girls. And I mean, we're not talking about chump change. These girls have talked about it. They're pigs. Some of them are flat out pigs. And I mean pigs as that's what they look like. They look like a fat pig. If you're overweight, you're overweight. I understand it. I've been in both situations. I've been fit and I've been fat. That's the name of my new channel. Fit and Fat. Fat and Fit. That's my new channel name. Fat and Fit. I love it. And I see these women, and it's absolutely disgusting how they talk and how they think. No, I don't think so. Sorry. Absolutely disgusting. And then they expect men, and the other guy that I do like this guy a lot. He's a black guy, Kevin Samuels, who I think he's dead now. And I love the way he puts these women in their place, man. She's a 40-year-old woman. I'm gonna help him build his business. Honey, he's got a $4 million, he's making $4 million a year. What does he need you to help him make his business for? What does he need you for? Well, I'll be at home helping him take care of everything. Yeah, really? Like what? All he wants is, he just wants no hassle. He wants sex on the ready. That's what he wants. That's what guys want. Let's be honest. Guys want sex. Guys want a good woman to give them a, pat their back, rub their back, stroke their whatever whenever they feel like it, and to be smart about their home situation and home life. That's what they want. They don't want some slut that's on Instagram. That all they want the girl for is to have a little fun with. That's it. They want to get their rocks off and bail. They don't want. And the same thing goes with the Thai chicks. You think most of these Thai chicks give a shit about you old guys? They don't care. Listen, coconut girl. Oh, I see her now. Hello, beer. Hello. Hello, Miss Beer. Mrs. Beer. Mrs. Beer. We all know you're already married. You're probably just lying to all of us. Oh, God. Oh, it's already 12 o'clock. I've already been streaming for 3 freaking hours. All right, guys. I think we've come to the end of the line here. I'm going to try to make fetch me a beer, make me a sandwich, cook me a nice dinner. Help me when I need help with something, and I'm willing to help also, not a problem. And especially if you're some guy who's, imagine you're worth $50 million and this guy's like, well, I'm gonna help you with your business. No, you're not. I don't need your help, honey. I got employees for that. Take the mask off. Take it off. Take it off, honey. There we go. Wow. Oh, there she is. All right. Everybody says hello, I love you. Beer's the superstar. Beer looking lovely as always. Ugh.
เขาบอกว่าเบียร์ดูเลิฟลี่แต่ผมพูดดูเลิฟลี่แต่
พูดเกินพี่น้อง
ทางใน
อะไร
I told her, I said, everybody says you look lovely, but I know better. I know that on the outside you're lovely, but on the inside you're, and she's like, anyway, she's always been very nice to me, and she's been around for a long time, so. Anyway, Gennaro, I'm glad you got to see your friend, your lovely lady. Thank you, Liam. I may stream from Dublin, I don't know. I may stream from there, I don't know. If I can, I will. I don't know what time it'll be, I haven't got any clue. I haven't got that deep into it. I've only got so much time in the day. I can only do so many things at once. Hopefully I do more than less, and I have less old man naps than some guys my age. โชคดีแล้วเจอกันไหม Yes. โชคดี, that's good luck. And เจอกันไหม, which is until next time, until later, see you later, whatever. Appreciate everybody joining and all the contributions. Go down in the description. Get yourself a hat, a shirt, a mug. Support the channel that way, or just click join. Whatever you want to do. Keep watching. That's another good way. Appreciate it. I will have a video going up tomorrow morning. And yeah, so. And then maybe I'll see you guys on Sunday. Although there is a UFC fight on Sunday, so I don't know. It might be Monday. Good to hear from all of you again. Oh yes, you are 60 this year. Yes, I hit 60 about 6 months ago. So, and I also reached 15,000 subscribers, now at about 15,300 and something, I don't know. So I've been gaining subscribers. It's very good, very nice. Thank you all. And until next time, Chok Di Leo Jerkan Mai. I am Scott, an American in Bangkok. Later.